Welcome to Whispers for Baby, Bedtime Story. Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom blanketed by snow and surrounded by whispering forests, a queen sat by her window sewing. As she worked, she pricked her finger, and 3 drops of blood fell onto the snow-covered windowsill. The red looked so beautiful against the white that she thought, "I wish I had a child with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony." Soon after, the queen gave birth to a baby girl who possessed all these qualities. They named her Snow White. Tragically, the queen passed away shortly after the child's birth. As the years went by, the king remarried. His new queen was beautiful but proud and vain. She possessed a magic mirror and would often ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror always replied, "You, my queen, are the fairest of them all." This pleased the queen greatly. However, as Snow White grew, her beauty surpassed that of the queen. One day, the mirror responded, "Queen, you are fair, it's true, but Snow White is even fairer than you." Consumed by jealousy, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. But the huntsman couldn't bring himself to harm the innocent girl. He told her to flee and never return to the castle. Snow White ran deep into the forest, where she discovered a quaint little cottage. Inside, everything was small and tidy. Exhausted, she fell asleep across several of the tiny beds. At dusk, the 7 dwarfs who lived there returned home. They found Snow White asleep and were surprised but delighted. Upon waking, Snow White explained her plight, and the dwarfs offered her shelter in exchange for help around the house. Back at the castle, the queen learned from her mirror that Snow White was still alive. Enraged, she disguised herself as an old peddler woman and visited the cottage. She offered Snow White a lace bodice and laced it so tightly that Snow White fainted. The dwarfs returned just in time to revive her. The queen tried again, this time with a poison comb. Snow White fell unconscious once more but was saved by the dwarfs. Determined, the queen crafted a poisoned apple. Disguised again, she offered it to Snow White, who took a bite and fell into a deep, death-like sleep. The dwarfs, unable to revive her, placed her in a glass coffin in the forest. One day, a prince came upon the coffin and was so moved by Snow White's beauty that he kissed her. The spell broke, and Snow White awoke. The prince and Snow White soon married, and the wicked queen, upon learning this, was so enraged that she fled and was never seen again. Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after, and the 7 dwarfs visited them often, cherishing their friendship.